Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and we are continuing our wonderful series here. This planet really needs some color. I'll get in some color probably before next time we play. So what I want to do in this episode is I want to focus on hydrogen and deuterium and deuterium fuel. And why do I want to do that? Well, since our little galaxy here is getting bigger, we have an extra location here with our fuel. We're going to tap more locations as well. So with that, then we absolutely need to make sure that we have better fuel, and better fuel that is in the process of going from the hydrogen fuel to the deuterium fuel. Super good. It requires a lot of deuterium, and deuterium is something we have already harvested from our gas giant, our friendly sand cabbage 1. But as you can see here, we are just not getting enough in. Even though we have the other ingredients, we're just not having it. So that means we need a different way to make deuterium. If we look at our gas giant here, friendly gas giant, that one has a tiny bit of deuterium, but it has tons of hydrogen. So a lot of the focus today will be on hydrogen. We are going to make some fractionator setup. It's funny thing is that recently on Reddit, there's been a lot of sort of different variations of fractionator setups. I think a lot of people are optimizing things for not really a big relevance, like, oh, this is the most compact. Like, I don't really think, why is compactness a particularly important thing? Of course you want some compactness, but the most compact, it doesn't really for me mean the best. But you know, it's an interesting design challenge, so I'm not going to be saying there's anything wrong with that. What I am going to do is make my own, and if you want to use it, use it. If you don't, then don't. Ha. But I think it'll be very valuable to do that. Then we can get the hydrogen converted into deuterium. The deuterium we can convert into deuterium fuel. And on top of that, we will be using more hydrogen to work on some Casimir crystals, because that is one of the ingredients we need for the quantum chips that we in turn need for basically everything. Yeah, so that's what we want to do. So the thing with this one is, if I look at my options, the first thing I want to look at is I want to make sure that we have some storage here. So I think I'm going to put some storage here because the deuterium is going to need a lot. And then we take the return flows. I think it's a very good idea when you have a storage that you actually make sure that it can flow from the storage into your location extremely fast. Well, so that's it. That's one thing. Then I am going to need, let's start by making some fractionators. So fractionators, I'll also be spending just a bit of time on explaining how they work, because they work in a kind of weird way. And let me just, I think we actually need to get some things in here immediately, because that will just make it a lot more simple. I will be doing, we don't need any local, but we'll send this one. They will be sending off, and we'll get some hydrogen in here. So I will get a hydrogen out here, and then I will get it in there. So this works in a kind of different way than usual. The way that it works, yeah, see, you can't use it, is that as it passes through, 1% will be filtered out, and that 1% is going to be our that's going to be the deuterium, and then the rest flows on. It's kind of weird because that makes sense, but once you filtered out 1%, then out. So another thing is, this is super sexy. If things can be, fractionator setups can be sexy. The problem is I can't power it. It's just impossible for me to power this. So in this setup, I am actually going to do a different setup for this. If I was building this one a bit further out, maybe it could do that. Let's actually try that just for a little try here. So what, instead of building here, then I could build there. Instead of building, that will be it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I am just going off script here. Yeah, then that one has to be moved. Let's see if that can work. Otherwise, we'll do something else here. And then this one as well. Then the question is, do we have, yeah, we have room in here, and we have room in out there. I don't know. I think I'll actually build it the way I had originally intended it. It's some slimmer lines. You can do it as you want. There, there, But I like this setup. I really like the idea that they are neatly packed within 4 lanes, like 4 chunks here. But that means as I drag this over here, 1, 2, 3, there'll be a bit less here. Don't mind that. So definitely not winning any prizes for the most compact, but it is robust and easy to build. I'm gonna just set up the first one. That will be here. This one goes out with hydrogen, and then it goes into this one. I will then take power lines. They will be here and here. So now you can see what happens. I will have a return line. I'll have a return line going in the middle, returning to that one. And then the idea is these will merge out, because out of the middle one, there. Then you can see it goes blinky blinky, and then just a few of those 1 in 100 will be identified as deuterium, and then it'll be sent off that way. So if I build it all the way down and come all the way back, then it's still going to get stuck, because it only will process things once. So I need to make sure there's a loop. So we're going to make a loop here. That one. And this one. And then, kind of important, make sure that there's a filter. Deuterium goes straight through. Hydrogen goes here. I need to prioritize the stuff that flows around, so that this only tops up the belt. And now this actually didn't used to work previously, because you would lose something, but now they work in a bit different way. Now they work by first filling up the internal buffer, and once the internal buffer is filled up, then it'll move on to, come on, wow. Then it'll move on to the next. That means you can actually feed a full belt and they will all be performing at 100% efficiency, because they have an internal buffer. It'll just be a bit of time before it starts up. That one. And once I'm done with this, we can set the other ones up by ourselves, sort of on a time lapse. But I think setting this one up first to see that it's working is important for us to do together. And dippity dip in these. See, this is also why it's nice. And undoubtedly, if you do this, you will have one of those that don't actually connect correctly because you just misclicked the snapping or something like that. If that's the case, the whole thing will jam, but you can easily see it because, well, the whole thing jams, which is a thing. See, now it's already looking weird. See, that could be causing some issues. I don't know. Anything that's a deviation from all the normal clickety-click, then it could be a potential problem. That one and that one. And then we get the power poles in, because it won't work without the power poles, and we want to see that it actually is working. So I have this one, and then I'm going to put it here, here. And they only flow through when they are powered. There. So the way it works, you can see here, it starts filling up. And you can see that it fills up first the internal buffer before passing it on. So it's going to be very weak at the beginning, but eventually, once it filled up all the internal buffers, then it will start. There we go. See, now it fills up the buffer as it comes in. And eventually, once all the internal buffers are filled, like that, it's pretty close to being full. There. And you can see the part that is reduced on this belt is the part that gets supplemented by this belt. And that's the part that gets converted into deuterium. Now this is working 100%, as you can see here. Everything is working 100%. So previously it was something like that they dropped off, and the more you had in a row would be less effective. That is not the case. You can see they are all effective here, and then once in a while it blinks up here. Come on, give me a blink. Give me a blink. Yep, there you go. Blink, blink. And that gives us a bit of deuterium. It's not much, but it's something. And what I'm going to do is I am going to build a few more of these because I think they're great and they will be super useful for us. So let me just top up the other one for us. That was a lengthy setup, but it is done now, and I'm sure that you spotted a few mistakes here and there. Something that you may also have spotted is how much time I spent on actually requesting things. You might think, oh, that was actually, that's not a big deal, that's just how you do it. But I found it to be super annoying that I couldn't just grab it from my global hub, because I have not built that hub yet. And it annoys me, but I was like, I'm in the middle of a cutscene. Then we'll just have to make do, and I'll leave it in so you can see how awful it is when you do not have a polar hub, because the polar hub is love and polar hub is life. And you can see here we now have a very fair amount. This one hasn't been starting, but that is gonna add a lot. What it's also gonna do is it's probably also gonna update our power. What we're gonna see here is the silliness of this one, which will now need to request locally instead of globally. Well, it still requests globally because it's still going to request from the orbital collectors, but it can also now request locally, so it gets from the fractionator setup. That is a massive fractionator setup, and that will basically just get us forever and ever and ever all the deuterium fuel we could ever want. That's good, but speaking of that, we are going to do deuterium fuel, because that is going to be one of the things that we need. I have prepared a bit of space over here. Well, still not. That one. There we go. I have prepared this space because I think this is going to be a good space to put it in. I will put it here. Oh, we're actually running almost out of these. And go. So deuterium fuel is here. And what does it require? It requires an awful lot of deuterium, not surprisingly, and then a smidge of other things. This is previously or just recently been, I know, not nerfed, but made easier. Yeah, it's pretty obvious for me that I want to have the two inbounds here. These two normal ones in the middle. That seems like the easiest way to do it. That one. Yeah. Then I'm gonna get the outputs on the outside, and oh, there we go. We lost our power. Great. This is actually what I wanted to see. Why did I want to see we lost our power? Well, the thing is, if I look at this one, there's a bit of solar, and here, this one is full, so we can launch more here, and it's okay, but I'd like it to go higher. So this one, I've been using 2.6 and out of 2.06 out of 2.60. So I could add a few more of these to get more power. But in order to do that, I would have to get it all the way out here. So that means I'm gonna get some new patterns. I think that one and that one is just fine. I'm gonna take a few of these out so we can get a few more shooty out here. See, that's kind of problematic. I'm gonna just take this here out. Maybe that's a bad idea. That has to be, yes, so that works. That works. And I can't get it closer. So that's probably actually some good patterns, except for the fact that I need to make sure that there is room for that one in between. Good. And I'll be doing here and here, so we can now launch more because we, oh, that needs to be upgraded. All right, well, upgrade, 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 and then probably all the stuff that was out of reach from, so we'll do it same on the other side. Nope, already updated, already updated. That'll just take the stuff that wasn't updated before. There and there. Yes, so that is now updated. That means it's gonna flow faster, and yeah, so we just wanted to do deuterium fuel and then we got distracted, as always. So the thing is here, this is premise number 2, number 3, number 4. Number 2 and 3 are really not doing much, so I'm gonna be 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. So that means I take that one and that one. 3, goes into that location. And a power pole. 3, yep. And number 2 here. Yes. Alright, that is good. And I'm not going to be setting these ones up until I have built all of these, because that's just not a good idea. Here. Nope. Oh, I wish there was an undo for situations like this. Alright, we'll build the inner one. We're also not going to be overdoing it, because if we overdo this, then we are going to consume too much power from the network, and I'm not gonna ever use that one. There, go away. How much power we now? So, interestingly enough, we're not consuming as much. It's because it's in darkness so far, so it'll take a bit of time. Yeah. Okay, so we now have a pattern, this one to be built all around. I think that's a time for another little time lapse we know here. Now that's pretty good, actually. I'm really happy about the end result. I had to redo the design halfway through. I can see there's a few things over here that I missed. Well, actually not a few, but a single one. There. Get that one in, and then start shooting. This will shoot a hell of a lot more. And on top of that, I am also consuming a lot more. So I'm consuming way more than I actually have. The 260, that's okay, because I will be, 288, it's actually increasing as well. It will be just fine, because now I'm also launching so much more. All right, so what, we can finally go back to this one. I was just looking at it going bad in power. Power is perfectly fine. These will increase because they're still working on the continuous receiving, so not a problem. Now this is the deuterium fuel. Deuterium fuel is on a 12-second cycle? 12-second cycle and makes 2. So it's 1 every 6 seconds. I am going to do... that's gonna be... Oh, wow. Yep, that's a thing. Let's grab some more stuff. And we now have some more stuff, so we can continue. I'm gonna take this. That's 15... plus 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's it. That is what we're going to do. Because we're going to need this also for the rockets. It's not just for my fuel, which will eventually be outdated, but it is also for some better fuel. Okay, and I'm going to do, let's see. Yeah, okay, I have an interesting idea. Because if we look at this, this one is consuming 20 every 12 seconds. So if I have 12 of these, I will consume 20. When I eventually upgrade to the better Mark 3s, then I'll have 12 of these, and I will consume 30 of those because it's speed 1.5. So I'm going to take one build out here. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That one. I'm going to take another belt. also with deuterium, and it's going to be out that one, and then take the other 12 down here. Okay, good. And that means the return one will always be on the outer one, which means it's going to be the same pattern I can use all the way through for both the first half and the second half. Good, so that's good, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. That will of course need to be positioned a bit. There we go. And I'll need to take more deuterium. Goes all the way to that one. The other deuterium goes to this one, goes in and goes away, and the return. There. That's pretty good. So what I need now is just to set up the inserters or sorters. That will be input, 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 input. I will get the input from the closest belt and always output on the furthest belt. I'll always get it from the inside and always from the outside. And then that should work once I have, of course, all of them. We'll build this here. All the belts crafted. Until they are crafted, there's no point in me pushing the what is it called? The sorters on this one, because they're not going to work until all of this has been done. That's going to be pretty quick. Quick, I say. We need faster, but that upgrade is... Oh, right, I accidentally picked up a few of these. But you know, if we look at it, it's actually doing quite well. It is keeping up, but it's also quite clear that we are getting a lot more out here. Let's get this little part done, and once that's done, we can actually start dragging this here. And a few down there, they will already be going. What? There we go. And on the other side. Here. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I think this is going to be good. Let's hook things up. What are you going to get? You're going to get these. They will be... I don't think I want as much of this. I will be requesting this local and I don't even need to do remote. I'll do local and there and there and there. I have some that I brought over just for the hell of it, and then that should be fine. There. Actually, we'll do that. So all my drones are out. Oh crap, that's not great. Definitely don't want that. Definitely only want 2,000 of each of these. That's way expensive materials. Don't want to get more of that. But this one, sure, it's going to be super big, so that's going to be fine. I will just take off the local demand. Well, we can do that in a second. And that should give us some deuterium fuel if we just get this one built. So how much deuterium fuel? It'll be, the top row will be 2 every 12 seconds. So that's going to be 4 plus 4, that's 8. So I make 8 per second. And if we look at the construction of these carry rockets, they need 4. So if I do 8 per second, I can actually only make 2 carry rockets per second. That's not a lot, but then maybe that's all we can do. Or we'll just make more of this. That's actually surprisingly low. But yeah, lots and lots of deuterium is going to be needed here. As this one comes in, I think we'll be directing the logistics drones to get more of these. I can also just get it out here just for the hell of it, and maybe they'll go, oh, look at that. They're actually coming, picking it up from... Oh, okay, cool. That's a lot. Sweet, we have deuterium fuel. That is perfect. Got it, I'm happy. Right, that was the second thing we wanted to do. So what we've done today is... we've done a big fractionator setup. We've also added a lot of power, and we can see this one is already up to 3.10 gigawatt, 3.1 gigawatt. So that's good. This will keep increasing. And we've also got the deuterium fuel for both ourselves and for the rocket eventually. Now, the next thing we want to do, I'm also going to check. This one's probably going to start running out of the... Whoa. Oh, go. Of the pink ones. Yeah, pink containers out. That's not something we're going to deal with right now. I think that I need to I'm pretty sure I made a square for this somewhere. Because I want to start making Casimir crystals. Because Casimir crystals is also a lot about the hydrogen. So this episode is very much about the hydrogen. So that is... there you go. We made a little square ready. Now, let's look at the context of Casimir crystals. Here. Casimir crystals are used for one thing and one thing only. They craft every 4 seconds. Unfortunately, they use those titanium crystals, which require the organic crystals, which we only craft in a very complicated manner. But it also requires a lot of hydrogen. So let's make a lot of hydrogen for this. It goes into plain filter. Plain filter can go into the better smelters, but it also goes into quantum chips. And quantum chips, as we know, goes into pretty much everything we want in the late game. So Casimir crystals will often be a bottleneck because of lack of hydrogen. So we're going to build a bit of this. And I have a design for it. I think it's pretty neat that we can smash in here. I am going to do that. I'm going to have 2 of those. I'll put that on the backside so they get some power. There. Okay, so what is that going to be like? First, let's have a look at the Casimir crystal production. Because that's also an important thing. Casimir crystals, you know, they can be made with optical grading crystals. I think that's nice. It's optical grading crystals. If I get in abundant amounts, then sure, it's better than the titanium crystal, because titanium crystal is so many steps into that process. Well, organic crystal and titanium, maybe not so many steps, but too many steps. Still, we're gonna do that. And the quantities, it's the hydrogen that we have to be aware of, because it consumes, each of these consumes 3 hydrogen per second. So I can only have 10 of these in one row, because 10 of those will require 1 hydrogen. So let's figure out how I want to do that. Let's see. I will get 3 rows. So I'm going to build 1 row out here, maybe? And then I will, between these... Okay, this is going to be really weird. Oops, that was not intentional, because now I lost it. I put it here. Yes. And the Casimir crystals. Okay, what does this need inbound? It needs, first and foremost, it needs hydrogen. Yes. And then it needs to get an output. It can get another hydrogen on the other side to share with this one, because those are, hydrogen have to be dedicated lanes. Then I can get like one of the other things, the titanium crystals and some graphene. That's fine. Titanium crystals and graphene up here being shared. And that one goes here. And then I'm going to have some hydrogen, and I'm going to have some return goods, right? Yes. So that's a pretty good build. So we just need Casimir crystals, lots of hydrogen, also some titanium crystals, also some graphene. Yep. That's the one. Like that. This is going to be full. This is going to be 2,000. And 2,000 for that. Good. Alright. First things first. I am going to get some hydrogen. There. That's hydrogen. And then that is hydrogen going into this one. And on this side I will get titanium crystals, and on this one I will get graphene. This one is graphene, I guess. And this one will then be titanium crystals. And then I'll get some hydrogen. And I'll get the return. Yeah, okay. So that was my unique build here. Actually, I can build it over here as well. Sweet. Much nicer. And I need to build this 10 deep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I know how far I need to drag this out. to there. They're not particularly big builds, but the reason why they're so small is because they consume so much hydrogen, and this is where you always get stuck on thinking you have enough hydrogen and you don't have enough hydrogen for this. Or it's the titanium crystals. Oh, it's graphene. It's just somehow the quantity of the Casimir crystals always seems to be one of the most annoying things. Alright, so this one has to be a bit careful about how to do this. So that's going to be inbound and outbound. And inbound and inbound and inbound and inbound. Yes. Inbound, outbound, inbound, outbound, inbound, inbound. Yay! That was actually not difficult. Get that. Get that. And get that one. And then some power. That's probably going to be like, we'll put a few more power poles than we technically, just to make sure that we don't have any unforeseen small gaps here and there. So they are pretty cheap, so let's just build it. There. That's good. And I will then get some of this, and we just fire it up. That's going to be providing. This is going to be, I will not have any local supply, so there. I will have no local supply. There. Ah, they're all leaving for this one. I don't like that these ones are not available. My guess is actually that it is because this one has to be warped in. Yep. It has to be warped in. Damn, we need to find a solution to that. Yeah, it has to be warped in. This one though, I just think I forgot to set it up correctly. I'm gonna build the other one, and then we will we'll just figure out how to get this inbound. Okay, so we have the idea here that we are getting all the other stuff inbound, and what I'm gonna do just simply is just requesting a bit of this locally. There. And what? Oh, 140. Yeah, okay. That's not what I wanted. There. There you go. This one. 100. Just 100. And local demand. What I've done is I've just taken this one and requested it because I don't want to build the global hub. I will build the global hub, but I don't want to build it in the middle of a recording session. So I'll build it between sessions. So these are getting some warpers in. Once the warpers come in, then we should see them going out for graphene. Fingers crossed. I hope we have enough graphene. And you know, actually, I think it would be a good idea, since I both need more graphene and they are kind of further away. Then let's get this up to 5,000. So we can ship some off here. We should be getting this anytime soon. Where do we have it? Oh, there they are. There they are. That is a bit of fuel for us. Are they coming from here? Yeah, they're coming from here. What about this one? Yeah, they're also coming. They'll be a bit later. So once this one comes in, then we will see, hopefully, some of the vessels taking off and going out. Yep, that's one vessel. That's one vessel. And they are stealing some more here. Here we go. All... There we go. That... Oh, wow. All 9 of them. 9 of them go out to get that. That's actually super nice. And here comes the other ones. Hopefully that will take 9 of those out as well. I'm not sure though, because I'm not sure I have another 5,400 available for storage that I can just come pick up. But it'll send off a few, I guess. Oh no. Well, okay, we got a few. And I'm sure that this will keep up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait for this to come in so we can see that the Casimir crystals are indeed working. And maybe sun will rise as well before when that comes in. Here we go. We have the graphene coming in. Look at that. Shipments of graphene coming from the other side of the... Well, not exactly the other side of the galaxy, but there's a bit of a way off. The other one will take a bit of more time to get out, and they will immediately depart. A few of them at least. Looking good. And we have the... Here, it's working. Are you working? Yes, you are. You are getting all that in. And we should also have enough of this. Just getting that in from our local... What's it called? Yeah, our local star. And that is good. This is good. This is good. This one is also good. The fact that there's something being requested. This one's coming in. Sure. And we have the Casimir crystals. I'll be having a stockpile of 10,000 Casimir crystals next time. And the reason for the Casimir crystals is, of course, because that is part of the long and arduous journey towards the quantum chips, which is again a part of the green chips or green cubes, and that is what we're going to be working on next time. But now we have a good fuel, we have a better control of our deuterium production and our hydrogen consumption. So that's been the big focus of this episode with hydrogen and deuterium. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm kind of trying to keep each of these episodes focused on one thing. So next time it'll be focused on quantum chips and green science, and then from there on we might be able to go into some, well, I think we might have to do some scaling up when we have the green cubes. I hope you are enjoying it. If you are, you know where the like button is, you know how that works, I'm sure of it, and I will be seeing you guys in the next episode, I hope. Until then, take care, and you know it, stay effective.